Yo, thank you for coming to Bishop Chronicles. I'm really excited today. Hold on, let me get this in order. You know what I'm saying? I got trash behind me. I'm trying to keep it out of frame. And I'm chilling with my man Austin Hart, who is known as the creator of the Buggy Choke. You have probably seen the Buggy Choke online every day somewhere if you're in the jiu-jitsu world. It has taken over so much of the gi and the no gi space in the last. How long has it been around?
Since about 2013.
Yeah, so I mean, it's got time, it's got space. It's been used in the UFC. It's used in Bellator. Probably, almost anything you see, you're gonna see a buggy choke or a buggy choke attempt. And we got the guy who made it happen, Austin. So wait, hold on. Tell him what your IG is so people can go see a million different buggy chokes. First of all,
Hey, shameless plug. Deep Sage is. So it's
Deep
Deep
Stage is.
Sages. So it's Deepsageis.
All right. Now, why did you choose that as a what's behind that
Yeah, no, that was my gamer tag since I was a little kid.
Whoa! What
My
games are you good at? What are you rocking with? What
I
what are
play
we
some League of Legends, bro.
Okay.
Some StarCraft, that kind of stuff.
Okay,
Some
okay.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't played for months, but I love it, man.
But he's like, I
Yeah.
can do this though. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
Um,
Yeah.
no, that's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. How did you start jujitsu? What was your
Mm.
and you're out of Half Gracie Berkeley. We need to
Yes,
make
sir.
sure that's clear.
Yes,
And how
sir.
long have you been training in general?
So I actually started training my second year of college with the Hawaii guys. Jay Kala from Oahu. He showed me a couple moves. He took my back and no, he let me take his back and put the choke on RNC. He taught me RNC, and then he was
Right.
like, "All right, lock it in deep." And then he was like, "All right, you got me in this choke. I'm gonna tap you out in 2 seconds." I was like, man, you can't tap me, right? So then of course I had my ankles crossed, right?
Right. And he's
So
like,
so then he tapped me and I
yeah.
was like, what?
Yes.
So trained a little bit, learned arm bars, triangles, stuff like that with those guys. That was back in 2007. And then
Yeah.
I mean before that in high school we used to wrestle with best friends and stuff. We didn't actually have wrestling in high school. I wish we did. And then I have five brothers, so we used to wrestle a little bit as kids, but no like official training till 2007. So then after college, or even like last year of
You're
college,
originally
I
from the
trained a
Bay?
little.
Not to cut you off, but you're originally from the San Francisco Bay Area, or where are you from?
Since I was 15, yeah, born in SoCal, grew up in Saipan, and then moved back to NorCal when I was 15 for high school and college, in a
Okay, okay.
sense. So
Yeah.
then, yeah, so we trained with the Hawaii guys in college, and then like last year of college, maybe first year out of college, I would drop into with some coworkers, Roy. I want to say it was like Dave Terrell's guys in Napa. I'm not certain if it
Yeah,
was
that
Dave's
sounds
guys,
about
but
right. But yeah, Dave
yeah,
Terrell guys are up in and around Napa. They're
yeah, and
all
this one dude, this one Eastern European dude, he put me in some kind of a case of gatame, bro, and he just holding me there making fun of me, and I was like, I cannot get out of this shit, like, and then this dude, he was like, all right, mount me, and then he's like, he just swept me like nothing over and over, and I was like, I can't believe
right.
this, but I was like lifting weights back then, and I was like, thought I
Yeah.
was all tough, so then. So then there was like I started training a few places, just dropping in, and then I saw this ex-girlfriend actually got us a Groupon for first month for $30 at Half Gracie Berkeley, right? And when I first looked at it, I was like, pajamas, this is not real fighting, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. I'll
My,
show them what's up.
my stupid ass. So I went in and a white belt choked me unconscious. Actually, it's you probably know Alexei Bordas.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I was like, oh, he's skinnier than me. I'm gonna choke this fool, and then he choked me unconscious. I woke up. I thought I had won. And I was like, good job tapping out, bro. He's like, let me help you, man.
He's like,
And
let's
then
get you a beverage.
I don't know if you know Mark J. Acosta, bro. So Alexei was white belt at the time, right? And then Mark J. I was on top of him in his open guard, and I had like almost like a cross choke. I was just basically choking his throat from on
Yeah,
top of him, and he
right.
had like open guard feet on my hips.
And he
And
just
he's like 5'2" and like I don't know, 125, 130
yeah.
pounds, something like that. Bro, I'm like 6'1". I was like 190 muscle
Yeah,
back
you
then,
was feeling good though.
Bro, I was feeling good, bro. And he was this small ass dude, and I always thought I was crushing him. and bro, he just like open guard lifted my, I don't even know because my how he did it because my legs are like a foot and a half longer than his, but he lifted me, my butt totally into the air, my feet off the ground, and he cross choked me asleep. And I woke up and I was like, I this is straight up Naruto powers. Like,
Wizardry,
bro,
wizardry.
if a barely passed beginner blue belt this small that I'm this much stronger and heavier, I was like, that's when I was really like, I
You're
was
like,
hooked,
I'm
bro.
in.
I was like, I gotta learn this. This is real ass Naruto powers, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, like, in my early days at Half Gracie Mountain View,
Mm,
I was just getting murdered, but I
mm,
didn't care
hmm.
because I was more fascinated by the how than
Yeah,
the fact that I was murdered.
right.
And I think that's a big part of enjoying jujitsu, right?
Hmm.
Like, you're not gonna last if you don't have that fascination.
Totally.
That's
So
really what I believe.
beautiful.
On some level, there's some fascination. And
Yeah.
that was mine, right? Like, oh my
Hmm.
God, like I can totally someone can bear hug you and then you can just step behind them, put your hands here and then spike them on their neck. That's crazy. Like
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
blew my mind. You know what I mean? They
Totally.
can grab your wrist and woo, woo, that's crazy. You know what I
Dude,
mean? So,
totally.
you know, like when you got your blue belt, how did you feel that day? And did you think that you were ready for it?
Oh man. That's that's so crazy you asked that because I got my blue belt on the podium at US Open.
Okay,
But we got to touch on a couple things that led into that, right?
let's go.
So for years, I had been wanting to hit a buggy in competition.
Yeah.
I'd been trying and I had gotten close a couple times, but I hadn't finished it yet, right? So 2016, I went to Rose Gracie's Gracie Worlds. I want to say it was like June, July or something,
That was in
something like
San
that.
Jose or something, wasn't it?
It was SoCal. It
It
was
was in
somewhere in
SoCal.
SoCal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was at that fitness expo kind of thing. I'm not sure if it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
anywhere,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was for sure like
Yeah,
Anaheim-ish
yeah, yeah, something like
area.
that. Yeah.
And so I fought in Gi. It was actually when I met her. The day I met her was the Saturday was Gi, and she came up to me in the I was about to fight in the final in Gi, and she goes, "Hey, the guy you're about to fight, he shouldn't be a white belt. He's sandbagging hella hard." And this is this dude Mike Sparrow or something. Anyway, he's yoked, bro.
Yeah.
He like submitted all his opponents in like a couple of seconds, you know.
Right. He's just mauling. He's mauling.
Yeah, yeah. So and she was like, "Oh, who's gonna fight this sandbagger in the final? Oh, it's the Half Gracie guy, right?" So then she gave me the option. She's like, "Do you want to do you know, time limit, or do you want to do no time limit, submission only?" I was like, "No time limit," right? So I fought that dude, and I remember watch. I got it on video. I remember it's funny, man, because like so actually, like I was just desperate for somebody to video to
Right.
film it, right? And so I was asking hella people, everybody looking away like, who's this weird dude, you know? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
then this girl, this young girl, she was like, I'll film it, right? And then so she was filming it. Turns out that was Rose's daughter. I didn't even know.
Shout
Right.
out to Rose Gracie, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, that's God's work, man.
No,
Rose,
that's crazy.
dude. So then so I got on the video, Rose is watching and she's like, "Oh, this guy's creative," right? So anyway, so I ended up submitting the guy with a one hand, 1 foot go-go plata
Mm.
while he had my right arm and leg pinned in a guard pass. He had a shin staple over my leg and arm, and I
You
go-go
still
plotted him on the
finished
other
him.
side. Yeah. And it was like 21-minute fight. So then, so you know, that's when I met her, and then you know, I had promised I was gonna pay whoever videoed, right? And then they wouldn't let me pay, but then I was like, please, please, I wanted this video so much, and it's like the coolest fight I've ever had,
Yeah, yeah,
20
yeah,
plus
yeah. I
minutes, and
need
I
this.
go one hand,
Yeah,
one foot go
I
go
gotta
plot.
balance the
I was like,
karmic
I gotta
scales.
pay, you know, please, please, and they wouldn't take it. But so then
Wow.
I left the money on the ground because
Right, right. You're like,
man, I
there's no
can't,
way. Right.
yeah. So then like so that's how we met. And then the very next day, um, it was a no-gi, and I caught inverse buggy choke in the first fight, and I got an inverse buggy choke in is like I think it was the last fight or maybe the second to last fight, but it
Yeah.
was I got two. It was my first, right? And I hit it twice that day. The second one was on my good friend black belt Chris Vickers.
What?
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to Chris Vickers.
He's the man, bro. Hey, I'm hunting
That dude
monsters,
is
bro.
like, he's a factor in the community. He does a lot of good. He's a savage in his own right. You know what I'm
Dude.
saying? Shout out to
Yeah.
Chris Vickers. You
Chris
know what
Vicker's the
I'm saying?
man, bro. He's so
Yeah.
sick. I know he's slayed me like nothing now, bro. He's black belt,
Yeah,
man.
shout out 10th Planet Walnut Creek. Shout out, oh my God, what's the place in Benicia? Because he's
Yeesh.
always over there with Rich
Oh, oh,
and
are you talking
Megatron.
about New
Oh,
Creation?
yeah, New Creation, dog.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
love those
great
guys,
school,
bro.
bro. That
Yeah.
is a great school.
Yeah,
You know what
man.
I'm saying?
And so yeah, Alex Canders is
Shout out to
Chris's.
Alex.
Yeah, man.
Yes, bro.
So anyway, so I
100%.
hit it. It's funny because Alex Canders, man, it's just too much to go into, but Alex Canders that actually person one of two primary contributors to me even finding the choke in the first place. We're going to talk about that, but just to stay
Okay.
on
Yes.
about the question about the blue belt. So I hit it twice in Gracie Worlds 2016. And
Mhm.
then from there, there was going to be another tournament of roses in Florida, right?
Mhm.
So I flew out to Fort Lauderdale. I was in the airport about to fly to Fort Lauderdale, and Rose texted me. She goes, "Hey, there's a hurricane coming in, so the tournament's almost certainly going to be canceled." I was like, "So you're saying there's a chance?" So, and she's like, "You crazy ass, you need to cancel your flight." So, so I was like, "Nah, if there's a chance that the tournament could happen
Right.
and that
I'll
the
be
it's
there.
gonna turn, the hurricane gonna turn, I'm coming, bro."
Right.
So I fly out, I land, and on the TV in the airport. I'm looking at the TV as I land, getting off the plane. I see on the TV it's the governor of Florida saying, "Evacuate Fort
Everyone
Lauderdale.
leave, please.
Everyone leave the city." Like, so I'm like, "Holy shit!" I rented an SUV and I drove 260 miles to Tampa, right?
Okay. Okay.
And then like other side of Florida, like all the way around the south
Right, right,
side
right,
up
right,
to.
right.
So then I get to Tampa and I get this little hotel room and like one small room, like I don't know, like 30-40 bucks a night. They got good hotel room deals in Tampa,
Okay,
bro.
okay,
So
okay. Noted,
so
noted.
yeah, so then Rose texts me, all right, look, you're gonna go train at this place all week. Since you came out to fight in the tournament, I'm gonna take care of my guys.
Mhm, mhm.
And so she sent me to train with Rob Kahn, morning, afternoon, and night. Bro, Hoist Gracie's first black belt.
Bro, Rob Kong is an absolute savage. For those that are late to the game, late to the dinner, Rob Khan is a factor and been a
Dude.
factor.
So sick, bro. I learned so much, bro. He taught me how to put people to
Wow.
sleep with just shoulder pressure, man. He's so, so,
Wow. He,
so
he was hitting
sick,
those Von Flus and just
dude.
mauling people.
Yeah, so I trained there for
Oh,
a
man.
week. And then, I had told Rob, like, I'm gonna be there whenever you tell me to be there, I'm gonna be there. So it's like multiple trainings a day. So then, so then Rose hits me. She goes, all right, tomorrow you're gonna go over to this other place. And I was like, oh, I got to double check with Professor Rob because I told him I'm going to be there tomorrow. And she's like, oh, you don't want this thing. I was like, no, no, it's not that. It's just
That's not what I'm
it's
saying.
just like when I give my promise, I got to do it. I
Right,
like
right. I gotta
I
be there.
gotta make sure I don't break no promise to nobody.
Right, I'm
Like, it's
holding it
important,
down.
man. It's super important. Like I was really trying to develop my integrity and man,
Right.
it's important, man. It's hard. Y'all know it's hard, you know.
Yes.
So anyway, so I was like, no, it's not. So I talked to Rob. He was like, it's good. And then I went to Professor Lil Tony Pazinski's school that Rose has
Wow.
sent me out to, and I'm buggy choking all these white and blue belts, right? And then I roll with Professor Tony, and I'm an infant,
Right. You're just getting mauled.
just like literally. Like, I'm supposed to be this like impressive white belt, as impressive as a white belt could get,
Right.
right?
Can
But
be.
like
Right.
Rose like talked me up to him and then I roll with him and I can't do shit.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I felt hella like, oh, I disappointed myself,
Going out.
so that
Mhm.
because I just, bro, he's like, old school legit black belt. Like I had weight on him, but
Yeah, yeah.
like he
The
just
skill
could
is the
just,
skill though, and the
bro.
knowledge is the
I
knowledge.
mean, I'm an infant, bro.
Yeah.
And so like I don't think he was very impressed, right? So then so then I was like, I was rolling with this brown belt who had been, I guess the brown belt was visiting from LA, and this dude was thicker than me for sure. And I buggy choked him, and Professor Tony was watching, and some of the other black belts were watching. And he was like, "Oh shit! All right, let me see this thing again, right?" Because he had been
Yeah,
watching me show us
yeah,
some of
yeah,
the white and
yeah.
blue belts that I've been catching, and he's like, "Let me see this again," right? So I show him some breakdown, and he's like, can we record this? And I was like, yes, yeah, like
Yeah, let's
please,
go.
you know. So then he had somebody
Takes it.
film
Right.
it. I think it was just on a cell phone or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then that's that original video that like blew up viral. It had like 75,000 views by the next morning, bro. Like so crazy. So then, so then from there I come home and it like blew up viral and I was like, I know I gotta prove it, right? It's like I hit it a couple times in Gracie Worlds, but
Right,
here coming up was US Open.
right.
And I was like, I know I gotta prove it.
In Santa Cruz.
I believe it was. I believe it
Yeah,
was. Yep, at that Kaiser
yeah. I
Arena
was
in Santa
there. I
Cruz.
was
Yep,
there.
yep. And so so like like 4 days out from the tournament, I'm at training and Eduardo pulls me over to. He's like, "Come here, I'm gonna weigh you." Right. So he weighs me. I'm 187.6. I want to say it was, and I had to weigh in at 168. Right. So it's like
Ooh,
yeah, so it's 19.6 pounds, right?
that's a
We're four
steep
days
cut.
out.
Brother.
Right? And I never, I mean, I cut weight a little bit, but I didn't really know what I was
That's
doing
a
back then.
steep cut.
Yeah, so he was like, "Oh, you got to email them, you got to change your weight." I was like, "I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it." Right? And so like, man, I cut. I didn't eat anything. I didn't drink anything, and then I went in the sauna. And it's actually in the sauna that day randomly is just where that's when I met Igor Estrella.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah,
Igor.
yeah, man, that's my guy, man.
That's an amazing guy right there,
He's
bro.
amazing, bro. He's so
How
good.
crazy Richmond.
Yes, sir. And man, he's so good, bro. His jiu-jitsu is insanely high level.
Yeah,
But that's when I met him was in that sauna and like he was like, "Who's this crazy ass white belt cutting
just cooking.
19.6 pounds, bro?" He's
Yeah,
like, "Is he gonna die?" And yeah, bro. It was crazy. So I made the weight and then I submitted all five opponents. It's white belt, so I only got like 5 minutes to catch
yeah.
everybody. I subbed all five, and in the semifinal and the final, I caught inverse buggies, both
So
semifinal and
you
final.
subbed in general, but got inverse buggies in the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So can
I
I tell
forget the
you
first
something
three
that you don't
subs.
know? Can I tell you
Mm,
something that you don't
yeah.
know about that day?
Hmm.
One of the guys you tapped out was one of my students
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
with the buggy.
Oh wow. Okay, so probably in the
Because
final or the
you were going against him.
yeah.
I was I saw the match start to start. Something happened. I don't know if someone called my name. I don't
Mm.
know if whatever. And then I looked back and it was over. And I was like, what happened? They were like, oh, he lost. And I was like, what happened? It was like some weird shit. I never saw it before. So then I went over to the guy and I'm like, what happened, dog? And he was like, I don't know. It was a buggy choke. The guy said it was a buggy choke. And I was like, what's a buggy choke? He goes, I don't know. Uh, but it worked. It was tight, dog. I had to tap. And so that's how I first learned about the buggy choke.
That's
I didn't know what it
awesome.
was. And I was like, where is this buggy? I didn't think to Google it. I didn't, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I
Yeah.
could have looked it up, but I was like, it just seems weird. And I would ask a few people if they had heard of a buggy choke, and they all said no. I should have Googled it. And then later, I don't even remember when it circled back to me. And I was like, that's the guy.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. That's crazy.
that's
That's
hilarious.
crazy, bro.
Yes, that's why I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that was in Santa Cruz because
Yeah, you were there. Yeah, that's crazy.
that
Yeah,
is so
dude.
great. So wait, hold on. For people, because we've already talked, but we haven't said and defined what the buggy choke is. Will
Okay,
you please do it?
for
Explain
sure.
the choke and the name.
For sure. Okay, so the choke is a lot of people think of it as a triangle choke, but the way I think of it is it's a head and arm choke.
Mm,
So like any head and arm choke, of course, you got to isolate their arm, their elbow from their body. They're trying to close
right,
it. You're trying to
right.
open it so that they can only resist with their posterior delt instead
Yeah,
of their lat, right?
right.
So it's a head and arm choke that I think of. Your choking mechanism is a scissors. It's like a scissors with that wire twister that you put on a bread bag to
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
reseal
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, of
So
course.
it's like a scissors with a bread bag twister at the points of the scissors once you get them
Right.
closed, right?
I got you.
So it's basically with your knee and your shoulder are the points of the scissors,
Crunching in. Right.
right?
Cutting.
So you're bringing knee behind shoulder, and then the bread bag
Right.
twister
Right
is
there.
this whole thing. So then the finishing squeeze is the closing of the scissors, knee behind shoulder,
Mhm.
you know? So thing is, like, you can do it front side or back side, so with your hips turned away from their hips or your hips turned toward their hips, bro. It's like from every single position you can hit it, because it's like, you can hit it from, I mean, I don't, it's gonna like take too much time to even list all the positions you can
Yeah,
hit
no,
it
no,
from.
no.
You can just,
It's an incredibly versatile and effective choke.
it's crazy,
And
bro.
why do you call it the buggy choke? Where did the name come from?
Good question. So my ex-girlfriend and I, we always called each other Buggy, because instead of honey baby sweetie,
Right, right,
because
right.
one time she jumped out of the shower in her green bathrobe, right? Favorite color was green. It was
Right.
light green, right? Light green, lime guppy was her email. Lime. She loved the lime color, right? So she jumped out of the shower, jumped on me and mount on our bed, and she's like just looking at me lovingly, and
Right, right.
I'm like playful, like, you look like a frog. And because she green bathrobe, right? And she
Right, right, right,
like
right,
in
right,
the
right,
frog
right.
position, and I was like, you look like a frog, and she goes, if I'm a frog, you're my buggy. And then
Right.
she kiss, she
Right,
kissed me, right?
right, right.
So then, this cute moment. So like we always called each other Buggy after that. Like,
Right.
my little food, my little cute adored
Yeah.
little thing, like. So anyway, so that's where the name came from. We always called each other Buggy, and then I found the choke, like, I don't know, a couple years or 3 years or
Right.
something later. I don't know. We were dating for like 7 years, so I found the choke, and then I just always called it Buggy Choke. So the way I found it though was crazy. So Big Dave Klahan, from How
BJ
Crazy Bird,
Callahan. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We used to train.
So
We used to train at Mountain View together. Early, early, early.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
with those Josh, was it Rosenblum, those guys.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a
Yeah,
lot of dudes over there. Yeah.
yeah, dude. So Big Dave, he saw me get my ass kicked by, again, Alexei, and
Right.
then Ash, Ashcon, Ash,
No, see, I only know Alexi by name. I know he's there. We've never
yeah.
it, but I know
Cool,
who he
cool.
is.
So
Yeah,
they were like they were like white and blue. I think Ash was like about to get his purple. Um and then so it was like this expose on the street on at Shattuck
okay,
Avenue in Berkeley, just
okay.
downtown, right? So we had mats out there, and I had invited like my ex-girlfriend, my girlfriend at the time, and her cousins, and I want to say I brought my mom out that time too. And I've been training for, like, I don't know, a year, a little more, or something like that, like full-time training.
Yeah, 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 like really put it.
I thought I was like getting better, and then they came out, and I just got mauled, bro, like by the white and blue belts, right? I just got destroyed. So I was like almost gonna cry, dude, because I was like, oh, I brought my family out to see
Everybody
this.
came out to see me get bodied.
Yeah, I didn't do anything successfully at all, just got destroyed by the beginners. So so then Big Dave, I think he like took pity on me, because he's like, Austin, come here, let me show you a couple things, like when you're getting crushed in bottom side control. And he showed me this, Kesagatame, top scarf
Yeah,
hold.
yeah, yeah.
So like if you roll upside down, but you're in the exact same position as Kesa, but you're on
Right,
the bottom,
right,
so you kind of have their head and arm, and you can kind of
right,
grab your own tendon of your
right, right, right.
in your
Behind the
knee,
knee. Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he showed me that position, and how, like, you can use your free leg that's not tendon grabbed by your
Connected.
fingers.
Right.
Free leg can do like some cool hip escape stuff to get different angles and to try to threaten a sweep over the top Kesa.
Okay.
And so he showed me like the basics of this position, to get a little bit of a sense of control, to kind of control the top player. And it's kind of exposes like them to take your back, but like it gives you a little bit of control from bottom side
Right.
sometimes. So I was playing with that. I used to go to, still do once in a while, 10th Planet, Walnut Creek, with Alex Canders,
Shout
open
out Alex
mat.
again, though.
Yep, dude, he's the man. 8:30 a.m. open mat, 10th Planet, Walnut Creek, guys, check it out every Sunday, bro. It's free. Like, come on out,
Yeah.
like 8:30 a.m. So it's awesome, man. Great guys. So I was
Never
out there, and and back then it wasn't as popping. There weren't nearly as many people. So it was like I got private training
good
with
time.
Alex
Good
for
time.
a good amount of time, and we were rolling, and I was trying to work that thing that Big Dave showed me, and I'm grabbing my
Right. Yeah,
tendon, and I
yeah,
have their
yeah.
head
Got
and
the
arm
hammy.
inside.
Got the hammy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so then, Alex is, he's hella good. He's like, head instructor of a school. Like I'm just some white belt, right?
Yeah.
So he's like posturing out of it, but I still kind of have it, but I'm getting tired and I can't hold it, right? So I'm cheating. I'm trying to grab down here on
You
my
just punched it
shorts.
through.
I'm just trying to hold on to him
Right.
in the the scoop right here,
Right.
and I'm grabbing my shorts, cheating. It's no gi, right? I'm
Right. Right.
cheating, grabbing my shorts, trying to grab down by my butt, and
Yeah.
I can't hold it. He's still he's still about to posture out. So then my leg is right there to trap my armpit or trap my elbow in place, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, and then he's still about to pop out. And so I'm like, oh, my foot's right there. So I just
You
kind of
got
grab
on
on my
top.
foot, and it kind of locks the elbow in place, right?
Right.
So I wasn't trying to, I didn't think there was a choke there or anything. Like I'm just trying to
And not
hold
let it
on to
escape.
him. But I
Yeah.
mean, obviously I'm trying to tighten it because he's about to bust out, and I'm like, oh my God. So he frames on my neck, and postures and gets out, and he taps me out like 5 times in a row, like kind of intensely, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards he's like, hey, sorry, I went a little hard on you. I know you're a beginner. Like, he didn't, I don't think he said this part, but I think he was thinking, I hope this guy comes back to my school, even though I just kind of frustratingly
Right.
whooped
Kind
his
of wrecked him
ass.
a bit. Yeah. Yeah. I wrecked him a bit.
And then he said, it's just that headlock thing you had me and frustrated me a little bit. And I was like,
Really?
Nani? You know? Like I could frustrate a guy this good, right? I was like, oh shit, I bet if I could frustrate a guy this good, I bet I could tap a white belt with it, you
Right.
know? So then I was asking him like, oh shit, like, okay, well, can you tell me like when it was tight? Like, and he was like, yeah, what were you even doing? And I was showing him what I was doing. And then like we basically just brainstormed on it. And then straight from that coaching session with Alex, I went to 10 a.m. To noon, Bay Area's original open mat, Half Gracie Berkeley,
Right.
1500 Ashby, guys, right dead center in
Go up.
Berkeley. Come on out, man. 10 a.m. It's sick, bro. We got like 90 to 110
Yo,
people there
it'd be
every weekend.
straight mayhem in that room, dog.
Bro, you guys
Lots
got
of
to come out.
killers from all over
Yep.
and lots of technique and wisdom, like in
Dude.
one building all the time.
So many black belts, bro. It's epic. You guys
Yeah.
got to come. So anyway, I went straight there. That's what I would do. I would do 8:30 a.m. open mat at Walnut Creek, 10 a.m. open mat at Berkeley. And then there used to be a 6 to 8 p.m. Open mat in One World Jiu-Jitsu in San Jose.
Oh
I don't know if
man,
the
shout out to
are the-
Mike Prudencio. That's my guy. Mike
yeah.
Prudencio is also a Half Gracie Mountain View guy.
Oh, cool, man. Cool. Did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
do they still got an open
I'm
mat? I heard they
99.9% sure they're still in
I
the
gotta
building.
find them
Yeah,
out, man.
yeah,
I gotta find
yeah,
where they're
yeah,
at now. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah, check.
I saw Mike at a tournament in San Jose recently. So yeah,
Nice,
they're in the
nice,
building. Yeah, they're
sick.
in the building.
So I went to 10 a.m. At Berkeley, and I was doing the same thing that I was just working on with Alex. And bro, I tapped I did the same thing, and I triangled my leg, I
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing
yeah.
here, and then I
Put that in.
triangle this leg over.
Right.
And this is the one with my hips turned away.
Yeah,
So it's
away.
just,
Yeah, yeah, facing
away
away.
from the opponent's hips. And like this purple belt guy who always beat me, bro. He's black belt now, right? Like he always beat me. He was like IBJJF champion purple belt guy, medium heavy, I want to say was
Yeah.
his class.
So
Like,
he's got some weight
bro,
and strength.
bro, he tapped and he sat up because he knew like he had tapped me 150
Yeah, yeah,
times
yeah.
and
He's
maybe
like, this is
more.
a regular
And
occasion.
I never pulled off anything. I never even recovered my guard on this guy kind of thing, Like he sat up, he was like, what the fuck was that? I never seen that before. Can you show me what you did? Like, what the fuck just
Yeah,
happened?
yeah, yeah.
I don't even know what you did. Like, and I'm like, I'm just like in disbelief that he had tapped because this dude, like, I had only ever caught one purple belt before that. And the dude, right after I caught that previous purple belt, I was like all excited. And then one of the black belts was like, he's not legit. He shouldn't have a purple belt. He doesn't have a purple belt from us. He's like from some weak ass place, like something, you know? And I was like, oh, my dreams are crushed. I thought I was cool.
I got a purple belt. No one respects him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had him in a lockdown, and I hit him with the Kimura on the other side from the lockdown, and then anyway, so you know, it was like I had never tapped a pro belt, and then I hit this buggy frontside buggy on this like champion purple belt guy
Yeah,
who I knew was bad, bro. He was
yeah,
tough, you know,
yeah.
and then he wanted me to show him what I did. I was like,
Right. Oh my God.
so like. And I knew, like, I don't know what I'm doing with this stuff yet. I like this is before
Right.
I
Like you're
even
still
knew that,
stumbling
like, this is the
into its
first
existence.
time. I didn't even know you could switch your hips the other way. I didn't know there's like multiple variations. This is the first time I even realized there is definitely a choke there.
Right.
And I was so mind blown though that it was like completely like such an intense experience for me. Like I was absolutely certain and absolutely obsessively addicted from that moment forever on.
How could you
Like,
not be?
how could you not be, right? Like by far the best guy you ever caught with anything, with some shit, you know, you don't even know what you're doing with it
Right,
yet.
right. You're
Eh,
still figuring it out.
yeah. And like, you know, so I showed him what I did, and bro, then like of course I was just obsessed. I was like a dog with a bone, except the bone was just like right hanging right outside of
Yeah,
my reach, and I could
yeah,
smell it all day and
yeah,
all
yeah,
night,
yeah.
and
You
like
know.
starved in a pit, you know. And like, man, it was just crazy. And then, you know, I went through like a breakup from that relationship, right? And
Right.
so then, of course, and it was my fault. I screwed up. So it's like all the guilt and the despair and the pain from
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
you
The
know. And
pain.
then, and it's like, you know how jujitsu is, like the jujitsu is always there for you. It's like
Oh
the
my
one
God,
place where you feel alive, and you don't have to feel
bro.
that despair. And you know, so it's like a lifesaver for so many of us, you know. So
What,
it's like that catalyzed my obsession. On top of that,
you
it's
just
like
dove into the wormhole,
hardcore.
dude. I think I could credit jujitsu with so many things that went well for me, like my general body health, blah blah
Mm,
blah, all the psychological and philosophical things that come from rolling and learning from so many amazing people. But jujitsu helping me recover from my divorce
you
of
know,
23 years better than anything else, right? Better than any technique, better, bro. So I know what you mean, bro.
I know you do. I
I
know you
know,
do.
I know.
There's no
Right, and, like,
words,
these are
man.
things that people don't think about when they start jujitsu, right? Like, you never thought, right? Like, "Oh, I just love this sport, and I'm gonna be cool, and I might be able to mess some people up and get some yokes and some reputation out here," but you didn't think when you were at rock bottom of your
Bro.
psychological, mental well-being that the
Right.
mats would be where you could start to regather the fragments of who you think you are into who you're actually becoming.
Amazingly said. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, just like,
So, dude, like, the thing goes viral. You start cultivating it. When did you start to see? Because, like, bro, I'm telling you, I see a buggy choke in my feed almost every
right,
day. You
right.
have 55,000 followers
Yeah.
on Deep Sage is
Mhm.
on Instagram. Do you have a TikTok or is it just IG?
I probably made a TikTok at some point, but I never like
Yeah,
developed it.
no, I mean, yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
I
I
had
was just
a,
curious.
yeah,
I'm
no,
just saying, like, it's such a big thing. I
yeah,
mean, everybody, like, Craig Jones, different
yeah,
UFC
he's real
fighters,
good.
right? Like,
Mhm.
can you tell me a video that you saw or 2 or 3 videos that you saw that let you know, "Oh, this is actually a thing that's catching."
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, you know, we had, I had Facebook back in the day. I'm working on getting that recovered because I got hacked. But you know, back when I had it, we created this Buggy Chokers Facebook group, and like
Okay,
Brandon McGarren, all these guys were in, you know, and we were all just like obsessively collabing on
right.
developing buggies. And you know, that was a big part of what kind of got the higher levels of development and the variations of multiple setups and entries. And uh so that was a huge part of it. And then, you know, I got a call one day from it was like one night, I don't know, like 8 or 9 p.m. or something. Rose called me up. She goes, Austin, sit down. You sitting?
Yo, when Rose talks, people listen,
You
right?
know?
So I
And
know you took the seat quickly.
I was like, oh shit, what happened? Like, you know? So she goes, all right, I'm gonna send you this video, right? So she sends me a video of Cade Rotolo finishing with a buggy in Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds, I want to say it was. And I was like, yeah, let's go.
Wow.
Bro, Rotolo brothers, man, they're fucking amazing.
Shout out
Amazing. Yeah.
to two of the
Cade
greatest
and
of
Ty,
their,
bro.
like straight up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Ridiculous.
And then so that was definitely one of them. And then there's this one that actually when I don't know exactly how recently it was, but Rogan was talking about it on JRE, and he was like, you know, some guy was like saying, "Let me learn triangles first, man." And Rogan says to him, "You can't do a buggy choke?" Oh, buggy choke's a good thing to learn though, man. Like
I've
I,
seen
I
that clip.
yeah, he's like, I just saw somebody pull one off in the UFC the other day, and like nobody knew what the fuck had just happened. I had to like kind of explain it. Like, and so then he was talking about like one clip, but you know, his guy pulled up a video, and that's the video that came to mind. Was
Right.
it actually won submission of the year, this particular choke in this particular video. The dude puts him in a buggy with the hips turned towards the opponent,
Yeah.
and the guy tries to posture, and the buggy choker punches the guy in the gut, and that
Oh, to
breaks his
get out?
posture back down. And then he squeezes the buggy choke, and dude goes so deeply to sleep that when they pull the choker off of the dude from underneath him, right? Like the dude on top who just got buggy choked to sleep is so slept that the dude on the bottom like throws him off like a dead body as he's getting up. And he's like,
Wow.
ah,
He was
and
creating corpses out there with your choke.
bro, so sick. Like, and so Rogan was talking about like asking the video to be pulled up. He's like, oh no, this is not the one, but oh, he's out. You know, like, and then
Is there a, I don't know if there's a better validation in public than that.
I mean, I seen so many sleeper videos, bro. Like probably more than 50. Like and one
Oh
one
yeah, no
one
doubt.
guy. There's one dude, Noah McCulley. He a 10th Planet guy, bro. He slept. I don't know. Like he probably slept 10 people himself in competition with it. Like slept, you know,
Yeah,
bro. So
yeah,
it's just like, and then man, Olga Rubin, I want to say is her name, MMA fighter. She got a real good one that was actually up for submission of the year. I don't know if she won it, but it was in the rankings for sub of the year. That was a sick one. And then man, there's just so many, bro. There's and the beautiful thing is like it's very often it's like you're losing the fight. Your face
right.
is all bloody. You're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
down like, you know,
You're
the scorecards is like 7-10 every round. And then out of nowhere, you know, in those last rounds, dude is tired or dude is like holding you down
Zoop.
in classic wrestler, shoulder pressure, side control. It's like pop right in and then slept like just you got to tap, bro. The
No,
choke is
dude,
tight.
it's a nasty choke, dude. It's a nasty choke. Let me ask you, to fall into a technique like this at white belt, to have things go viral,
Hmm.
to watch you and others cultivate, elevate, innovate the move while you're white, blue, purple, congratulations on your brown,
Thank you,
right?
sir. Thank you.
Like, how do you balance the innovation, execution, and perfection of what is your contribution with the rest of your necessary training
Mhm.
that Eduardo Fraga, Professor Eduardo Fraga, and the rest of your team and yourself seek to gain from you? Like, how do you balance that out? I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a bunch of ideas come to mind on that. I mean, for the longest time, and even still, like I'm just totally obsessed with developing it and mastering it. Um, and at the same time, the better I become in every position with my other technique, the more I can apply, buggy
Those
entries and
principles,
finishes.
right?
And I mean, just like, I mean, at first, of course, how could it not go to my head, right? So like
Yeah,
there
how
was
do you
this
maintain your
huge,
ego? How you turn that down?
so like it was basically an explosion. I got all cocky and arrogant, and then, I reaped the fruits of those bad ways of being. I went into superficial relationships because I was like, oh my God, girls like me, and then I wasn't mature, and I made mistakes, and I hurt people, and I went back to back to back, got crushed by nightmare situations of my own making. And then,
Right.
so really, it's like I needed to be broken. I needed to be humbled. And then simultaneously, I got like a neck injury where my whole left side, my arm, Boss Rutan, he has that the nerve injury where like
Yeah, yeah,
his
yeah, yeah,
whole
yeah,
one arm
yeah.
like
I just
shriveled.
know that it exists, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like my whole left side, bro, constant spasm. So my neck, my
Still,
tricep, no,
is
no,
it
it's all
still
healed.
that way?
No, it's
Okay.
100% now. But like my
What fixed it?
tricep,
Out of
my
curiosity. What fixed it?
uh a lot of meditation and stretching, a lot of meditation and
Bro,
stretching,
people
bro.
sleep on meditation, bro. You know how I am about
Yeah,
meditation.
like swear to
And
God,
people in jujitsu, they be thinking I'm a straight hippie. I'm
bro.
overdoing it. Maybe I'm probably soft. Maybe I am probably soft. I don't know. But what I'm
Look,
gonna tell you is, bro, meditation and jujitsu and yoga.
yep,
Bro, I would not have made it to black belt without
yep,
yoga. I know
yep.
this, and I am no swami. I am like fundamental basic hatha yoga, breathing and movements. That bam! Look at my man right there. That is me,
I
right?
mean,
Just basic, right? I'm not super swami out, but I'm telling you, if I didn't meditate, if I didn't do yoga,
yep,
I don't believe I would have been able to become a black belt because I would have been injured. And the thing
yep,
that I try to explain to people is that if I hadn't done yoga, I don't know how many injuries I didn't get because of yoga. I
100.
don't know how many, right? I don't know how many I didn't get, right? But I've ridden. I mean, I got a degenerative problem in my knees right now, right?
Mhm,
Trying to get that money up to go to CPI stem cell to fix it. But what
mhm,
I am saying is that without it, I don't know if I would. I feel fairly certain I wouldn't have made it to black belt without yoga. And I also know for the stuff that I've kind of worked on in my own jujitsu, meditation was the
mhm.
cornerstone of those evolutions. So
Yep,
I'm really glad that you said that, man. I'm really,
bro,
is
it's
there a particular
so
type of
important.
meditation that you study? Because I was doing like I would call a self-styled version of TM of Zen,
Mhm,
which later became a formal learning of TM,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
And now I do lots of other different kinds of meditation, but I'm curious,
Cool.
how did you learn about meditation and what paths have you taken?
Yeah, so like I've been very interested and immersed in a lot of personal development stuff. So shout a few names. So there's Tony Robbins.
Of course.
So like John Jones talks a lot about how he had this big transformative year where he like totally immersed himself in like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, all these
Yes.
teachings, right?
Wow.
How to believe in yourself, how to transform yourself, And yeah, man, Les Brown, he knows what it is.
Les Brown is unbelievable. His books, his lectures are unbelievable. Yeah.
100. So like those guys, Dr. Joe Dispenza,
Yeah.
like man, like Deepak Chopra, like all these
Yeah.
guys. So like I never been into just sitting down and emptying my mind. I've
Right.
always been into the guided meditations. So like
Yeah. I think
like
that's
uh
where you should
flowing
start.
in infinite love healing energy from
Yeah.
higher source. So like higher source or higher self. Man, like there's so many. Basically, it's like for anybody. Like I got so many friends just be like, I can't meditate. I sit down and I'm just like, no, I gotta go do what I
Yeah.
got too much
Yeah.
shit to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay, like me too. With if I'm just trying to sit down and do my mind, like I've never been into that. Like, and that's legit, man. It's all good because I understand that version itself. It's like the more you overcome yourself, the more you love yourself. It's like an
True.
automatic response. So it's like, but I've always been into the guided ones. So like stuff
True.
that cultivates gratitude. So like focusing on three things that you one at a time that you could be deeply grateful for if you wanted to. So like like my baby daughter holding my pinky finger the first time she was breastfeeding right after she got born. So like I put myself back in that moment, and it's like, you know, it's like little moments or big moments from your life that you could feel deeply grateful for right now. And you like you put yourself back in those moments and like see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you were feeling then now, like you're there, you know, or like flowing in infinite love, healing energy, and like sending it to each part of your body one at a time.
Yeah,
So
you
like
ever do the
when I
body
was,
scan? You ever do the
yeah, a
body
lot
scan?
of
Those
various
are
meditations
amazing.
I do.
And for
Yeah,
anybody who's listening, if any of this sounds interesting to you, you have no idea how much access you have to these experiences. You can
free YouTube.
YouTube right now. You
Yeah.
can go on Spotify. Like I remember I found like a 478 breathing thing and
Oh yeah.
like
Breath work is super
bam,
legit, bro.
right?
Super legit.
Um, crystal bowls,
Yep.
Tibetan bowls with rain,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like, and when you look, like it might sound corny, but if you look up the data on what it means to hear birds in your brain and then meditate, it's
Mm,
crazy.
mm,
What the sound of rain does to calm your body,
mm,
right? Like I found this thing on Spotify called green noise.
mm,
So the green noise is different tones uh with water,
mm,
right? But it's different kinds of water. One will be running water from a stream, the
mm,
other one will be rain, the other
mm.
one will be waves, right? But it's all different ways that water sounds with
Yeah.
tones. Like I use binaural beats,
Yeah.
right? Like binaural beats are amazing, you guys. I need to do a whole podcast on binaural beats, honestly, because it's
Mm.
important. And then for the people that are really trying to see what's possible, have you ever done hemisync? You know what that is?
No, no.
Yeah,
Legit, huh?
I'll let you look up the CIA document on the hemisync.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the two hemispheres of your
yeah.
brain.
The
Oh
hemispheric,
yeah, 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 yeah.
synchronization through the Monroe
Oh,
Institute.
yeah, yeah.
Listen,
Nice. Yeah, man. There's that
when
even in the
people,
nature sounds you're talking about, it's like there's that, you know, everyone knows being in nature is super healing for you and good for you. Everyone
yeah,
knows that, right?
yeah,
It's like that experience of oneness. You know, there's a lot of methodologies for how to get into that biochemistry of that oneness awareness,
mm,
you know? And it's, man, like that's how I healed my neck. Like it was time, sure, but it was like the unconscious, like the unconscious mind, bro. I swear to God, like I never went to the doctor because I didn't have insurance. So like if I had gone, they would have been like, you got to have surgery.
bro,
Your arm
you're
and your left side's going to be like a bone and a skeleton for the rest of your life. Your pain's never going to go away. You got to have surgery. So I was scared of that. So that's part of why I never went in. But I didn't have any insurance, so I was like,
yeah,
why am I going to go? What's the point? Now
yeah,
I'm going to have this big bill. I can't have the surgery anyway, and I don't want the surgery.
yeah.
But it's like the pain was constant, fire nerve pain, my whole left arm and whole left pec and whole left lat and whole left neck
And
shriveled to bone.
what was the initial injury? It just happened, or
Uh, so it was black belt number 4 out of 5 that my head professor Eduardo pulled me and assigned me to roll. They say, of course, if you're rolling with a black belt in training, it's not a competition, and so they're going easy on you if you're lower belt. But if your master is watching you and assigned you to roll, that black belt's not going to let you get them if
you
it's
need
not
to be a lot
legit.
more targeted?
So all right, so I caught 5 black belts with buggies with my master having assigned us to roll and sitting right there next to us watching us kind of thing, or from right across the gym,
Yeah,
knowing like he's watching, right?
yeah. This is
So
Eduardo Prado, Professor
yeah,
Eduardo.
and this was number 4. He goes, hey Austin, come, this is my friend visiting from, I'm pretty sure dude was visiting from Brazil, black belt guy. And yeah, so I mean I know what that means is Eduardo wants me to
On.
buggy him.
Yeah,
He believes in me. It's like I know I got to do my best.
yeah, yeah.
So, I popped him in on my left side, and the one with my hips turned toward him. And he had a really good cross-face shoulder pressure, and it was in the gi, and he did a really good underhook to my head and got my, like, with his arm, it was underhook to my head, and shoulder pressuring me here.
Yeah.
He had his hand of that underhook to my
Underhook.
head, like crawling up over here to get the gi, right?
Yeah, and
So
bring it
then from
across.
there, he really turned, and
Yeah, yeah,
basically
yeah, yeah.
crank my neck hella,
Hella
like
hard.
just hella good crossface. And I never felt pressure like that before in my neck. And I got to turn my hips toward him, and he's cross facing me the other
Yeah,
way, so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like hella twisting. But that it was really that the underhook the head, and then the
Yeah.
climbing up to get the gi, and then the
Yeah.
turning, it cranked hella good. But I had him in the choke, and I knew it was deep, and I was just squeezing, and like he tapped, uh, but like then my neck was broken,
You
like
did.
then by
Yeah,
the next day it's like I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
what
My
happened?
everything's
Yeah.
spasming, everything's
Yeah.
spasming, the fire nerve pain, and
Yeah.
then bro, the spasms and the fire nerve pain and the shriveling, it didn't go away for 2 years, two
And
two
yoga and
plus years.
meditation was the reason in way you recovered.
Yeah, and I mean I didn't even really, it's the way I coped, because I didn't think it was ever going to go away. Like I never thought it was going to get better, bro. Because like I mean, why would I think it's going to get better? It's been a year and a half and it's the same. I look like a skeleton on this side. Like I was out of training for two years plus. Bro, that was the
You
one
get to go
time that
some brown belt now, just living the life, man.
yeah, bro. It's like
But,
every
but
day I go back to train or compete, I'm like, this is the dream, man. Like
yeah,
I thought I was done, bro. And you know how we are, bro. You never think you would be done. You never think you would think you're out. Like
yeah,
like it like say it broke my heart doesn't even cover it, man.
I
Like that it
understand.
was way worse than the
100% I
pain,
understand.
you know?
100% I
It
understand.
like ruined my life that I
Yeah.
was.
No, it's a big deal, bro.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
But you know what? Uh, I'm glad through God's grace and your understanding of yourself and your work and your consistency in meditation and your own healing that you transcended that, right?
Thank you so much.
Um, thank you for making the Buggy Choke, man. It's an amazing contribution to the sport and the art. It's made a lot of people's games better. Mine sucks. I need to sit with you and get good at it. I absolutely need to sit with
I
you and get
love
good.
that, man.
You
I
have an
love it.
event coming up on March 29th.
Yes, sir.
That's
Seminar.
benefiting Mongolian children. Can you talk about that before we
Yes,
sign
sir.
off?
Yeah, fantastic. So March 29, 2 p.m., Half Gracie, Berkeley, 1500 Ashby. We have a buggy seminar. All proceeds go to supporting Mongolian kids at Half Gracie Mongolia through the Guardian Project.
Shout out to
And
Guardian.
yeah, man. And man, guys, please come out. Like, donate whatever you can. $1, $1,000, whatever, like, whatever you can. It's not about the money. I'm not making a cent off of it. It's all
And
for the
tell them what
kids,
it's
man.
for so they know.
Yeah, so like kids in Mongolia, bro, it's like sponsorships for jujitsu, and they're doing so much more than jujitsu, like you were talking about, man.
Powerful
They're
out there.
building homes for people. Like it's very meaningful stuff, man. Amazing. I've seen some good video of what they're doing out there.
YouTube.
They're
It's
changing
unbelievable. Yeah.
lives, bro.
I
They're
think a lot of it's
transforming
on YouTube
communities.
too, guys.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
it's on YouTube. Look, so like don't be like, oh, I don't know what's going on or da da da. You can look this up. The Guardian Project,
yeah,
right? The work that they're doing in Mongolia is
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah.
The jiu-jitsu. And I also want to say, there's a term I started using years ago, because there wasn't a name for it. And basically I call it fight philanthropy. Right?
Mm,
That we don't think about how jujitsu can help communities enough. And the way that I first experienced it was back in the day when all of the schools were still very stratified and not cool with each other. There were some earthquakes, there were some floods in Brazil, there were some hurricanes in the Philippines,
mm,
hurricanes and typhoons and stuff in Haiti, and the jiu-jitsu community would gather up at
mhm,
Heroes Martial Arts. Was one of the first ones that I remember, and it would be Deuce from Half Gracie, Claudio França, 10th Planet, da da da, all in the same building teaching moves and raising money. And I was
mhm.
like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
Because there's no other way that Kurt Osiander would be sitting next to this dude, showing him
right,
move the same way without hostility or that's weak or I can beat that or whatever. And what
right.
it was that global tragedies brought us together,
Yeah,
right? I remember helping Sim Go do a thing in in the for the Philippines that he came to Heroes. Lots of people, right? And you would see all these different gis together. And I filmed some of the stuff. I threw it up on some platform that sucks, so it doesn't really exist anymore. But I'll find it. My point is, I'm glad that you're doing this. I'm glad that you're using your jujitsu, your skill, your gifts to help people you cannot see. You will never know. To
Yeah.
me, that's one of the greatest things about real philanthropy is that can are you willing to everybody likes to give to people who look like them, pray like them, eat like
Mhm.
them, vote like them,
Mhm.
right? But when you start giving for the good of humanity, irrespective of who gets it, you
Yeah.
don't know the person who's going to see it. You don't know the person who's going to benefit. You'll
Mhm.
never see them. You could be in the same store. You could be in different parts of the world. You would never know it. To
Right.
me, that's when I feel the best about what I'm doing. So I just
Mhm.
want to say thank you so much for being not just a great competitor and an inspirational innovator, but a fight philanthropist in the truest sense, man. I
Thank you so
appreciate
much,
you.
bro.
Everybody who's listening and watching, please go, right? Please go. Please give if you can't go. And is there anything else you want to say before you go? And is there anything you want to let people know about before we get out of here?
Yeah, just it's such a huge honor just to have the chance to come on and talk with you, man. I've been a huge fan of yours for years. I remember when you,
That
you know,
feels
you said
crazy.
what's
Yeah,
up to me at the at Denny's seminar, bro. You were like, you introduced yourself. I was like, I know who you are,
yeah, I know.
bro.
I was
A
like,
decent the
what?
prophet, holla at a scholar. Let's go. And I learned so much from you over the years.
That is
Like,
so bonkers. That blows my
I was
mind.
like,
I
this
think it's
guy.
crazy how like you can be real fans of somebody else and just like the other person not know.
Yeah,
I had no idea when I saw you at Danny Procopo's 10th Planet San Jose that that would be the outcome, and we vibed
yeah,
immediately.
yeah, for
You know what
sure.
I mean? It's just been fantastic, and
Yeah,
I hope that we can do more together with and for one another as time goes on.
same.
I'm very happy to know you. I actually before this started, I was talking to one of my friends in the UK, and I was like, "Bro, guess what?" He was like, "What?" I said, "You know what the Buggy Choke is?" He goes, "Yeah, I know what the Buggy Choke is." I was like, "I'm about to interview the guy who created it." He goes, "No." I said, "Yeah, yeah." He was like, "Who is he?" I said, "His name is Austin Hart." He's like, "I gotta look him up." I said, "Bro, he's legit." You know what I mean?
Thanks, bro.
Like,
Thank you.
you're really globally known, and it's really cool.
Crazy.
Now you get me cool points with my homies because I know.
Hey.
Um, and then I know you're kind of a hippie like me. I don't know if
Yep.
you're up on this. This is it's it's the best incense ever.
Ooh,
It's
nice.
called Odioko. Okay.
That's
So
beautiful.
it's what they call aloes wood. It is
Wow.
the best smelling incense in the world. Japanese aloes wood. Now you
Mm,
don't know it, but in Islam, aloes wood is a high value
mm,
thing. It's part of the Silk Road, right?
beautiful.
Um, but I got hip to it through my friend Tahir. Shout out to Tahir Abdullah, put me up on Japanese because he came into this through Buddhist people that he knew or something.
Mm,
I just stumbled across it, bro. When I tell you, I'm telling
mm,
everybody, burn this
beautiful.
and chill out. Nothing smells this good.
Mm,
Nothing. That pillowcase back there, it's not just a folded up pillow. It's stuffed with incense
nice.
from all over the world. I'm
Mm.
a nerd, but I know
Hey,
as much
same.
as you like to hippie out,
That's
this is
beautiful,
the
bro.
way, my friend.
For
This is
sure.
the way.
Way to go.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on. Appreciate you so much. Make sure you guys follow him on IG, right? Austin, God bless you. Thank you. And good luck
Too,
on
bro.
your upcoming event for the kids in Mongolia. All
Thanks
right.
very
This is
much.
Bishop Chronicles. You know what it is. Listen, send this to two people you know. I'm not asking you to send it to your whole email list or your whole whatever. Send it to two people you know that really love jujitsu, two people you know that are really into fight philanthropy, two people you know that care about the culture of this sport and the philosophies therein. And you know what I'm saying? Holla at a scholar. You know how we do one time for the West Side. Peace.